Maybe. Am I live? I don't know. What's going on? Good morning, and welcome to Wake Up with Bunny. I am so excited that you are here. Happy Friday. Am I right? This is going to be a great day. Balancer, thank you for reminding everyone to like, subscribe, share with your friends. We are going to have a fantastic day. Okay, I'm going to do it over here because this isn't cooperating. That's okay. Good morning. Whoo, it's going to be a great day. All right, I'm exhausted now. Just kidding. Apparently my computer is exhausted. What are you doing? What are you doing, computer? Oh, my Lanta, come on. All right, you sexy things. While modern technology decides to be frustrating, I'm going to just click on over. Maybe. Come on. I'm going to go on and click on over to Twitter X, and I'll read them if I have to. I don't care. I'm not above it. All right. We will catch up. Ooh, this is a hot take, but actually one that I agree with. Obese Christians raging about sin sends me. Okay. Here is, good morning. Yeah, okay. Balancer, time for a new laptop? I agree completely. This thing is almost a year old. And I said when I bought it, I was like, every year I'm just going to have to buy a new laptop. And I think it was in October when I bought that. Man, that's irritating. It's insane how disposable these things are anymore. But I agree. Okay, I have a story to tell based on a tweet that I read, like 2 minutes ago now. There's, I remember Wayne Dyer, if anybody knows who that is. He was nicknamed the father of motivation. He used to joke that he didn't like being the father of motivation. He didn't need that title because he was already father of 8 children, and that was plenty of things to father. Thank you very much. But he did a lot of writing. He was a psychologist. He was kind of like Dr. Phil before Dr. Phil in a lot of ways, but in a lot of cooler ways. Anyway, I really like his stuff. And he once was talking about the fact that he was, talking about, wait a minute, am I telling a story and giving Wayne Dyer credit when it was Zig Ziglar? It was Zig Ziglar. I'm so sorry. I'm telling the wrong person's story. The point is, who I also adore. The point is, he was saying, he was always, teaching people to do their best, to motivate their lives, to, like live their best on every level of life. And he said, but then I looked down and I had about 40 pounds to lose. So I was carrying around this belly in front of me that, went against the message, really. You can't go telling everyone to be their best and do their best if you're not willing to do that. And so he got out there and he lost weight. It's that's the kind of thing that this obese Christians raging against sin sends me tweet reminds me of. All right. Let's see. Could somebody, I've actually wondered this many times. This has nothing to do with dating, relationships, attraction, sex. I see these kinds of, do you see what this is? This is like wire fence, like filled with gravel. But I see it done a lot. And I don't understand the concept. I don't understand why they would do it that way instead of like brick and mortar or rock and mortar. Like if somebody could explain that to me, I would be very happy. Very happy. You can DM me. I want to understand what the deal is with these rock walls, okay? Because that has always annoyed me, and I've always wondered. Just touch one cheek real quick. Okay. If a girl agrees to meet up with you, she's already considering fucking you. Every girl wants her next first date to be her last first date. And there are very little exceptions to this rule. There are girls that we see kind of come through the timeline that are clearly have malicious intent. They want to video the whole thing. They want to like TikTok story it, the whole thing. These girls are the rarity, and they're not rare in a good way. They're not rare like beautiful little unicorns. No, they're rare assholes. But you are not going to run into those girls, hopefully, in real life. So don't see that kind of thing and assume that this isn't true. She actually wants you to win. Bottom line. If your girl cheated on you with your best friend, who would you be more mad at? Oh, that's a good point. Neither. They both did me a favor. That's a really, yes, very true. Very true. You know, you can't trust either of them. You know, neither of them are loyal to you. Wow. Oh, goodness. Oh, this is going to be funny. Is she going to also shake her nose? That is, oh, there we go. That's pretty funny. That's pretty funny. All right. 5 minutes of alpha over 5 years of beta. I am so deeply tired of hearing about this woman. No one cares. Boobs. Time to get up. All right. Be in better shape than your wife if you want to lead her properly. This means more strength, more stamina, and better looking body. Watch what happens when you are. 1000%. This is absolutely true. Like we talk about, you need to be a point or two more attractive than your girl. You need to carry yourself better. You need to dress better. She needs to always have things to strive for. She needs to follow a man who gives her something worth following. So if you are not in better shape than her, or at least are not working harder, then she's not going to remain motivated. I know this sucks. Guys, nobody said it was fair, okay? Guys have certain perks for being men. Girls have certain perks for being women. It's just the way nature happened. So you can either embrace it or you can get run over. And that's true for either sex. Girls can either embrace their femininity, they can embrace their God-given role as a female, as a woman, as a wife, as a mother, as a daughter, or they can get run over by it. It's very simple. Very simple. You just make different decisions here. There's France. I mean, guys, I'm American through and through. I get it, but these European countries know what they're doing. They are built in rich history. We have like a couple of 100 years here, it feels like. It doesn't feel like very long. And this is why I miss living. I've lived in Philadelphia a couple of times in my life. I was young when I did. Please don't ask me where I lived. Like, I don't know which area or any of that stuff anymore. But I always appreciated living somewhere that was so historically significant to our country. There was just something so cool about that. In fact, my youngest child was opening her college mail yesterday, and one of the universities was Drexel, which is apparently like in the heart of downtown Philadelphia. And I was like, I don't want you living in downtown Philly, but at the same time, Philly's awfully cool, but it's dangerous. Like this, though, this is culturally significant. There's more than just history. There's generation after generation of good decisions that have to go into keeping things viable, alive, in peace, passing things along for generation after generation. What in the world? I don't know what that is. House porn. Also sexy. I love it. I don't need to watch someone tying their shoes. I've been a mother long enough. Oh, women want to be seduced, not just not by losers. Women want to be seduced. Women want to feel that sexual pull and that sexual attraction and that chemistry with you. This is what women desire most, is to have a man who turns them on, who they turn on, and who they click with sexually in and out of the bedroom. So there's a lot that goes into finding like really great people to have relationships with, whether they are fuck buddy, rotation girls, girlfriend candidates, actual girlfriends, fiancéed, wives, you name it. Women want to be seduced. And this is true at every age. This is true at every stage of relationship. Everyone is happier when the woman is being objectified, seduced, and sexualized. Period. Oh, okay. Men and women can't be best friends. Oh. I don't need Google. My wife knows everything. Oh. Oh. Wow. Screw white men and their disproportionate likelihood to put their lives at risk in order to save others. U.S. firefighters are overwhelmingly white and male. Yes, 1,000%. And don't even get me started on like female fire and police chiefs. I'm not gay, I'm just fussy. Men used to be able to be fussy in this country. That's fucking hilarious. This looks political. No. I split up with my boyfriend yesterday. I fell asleep while he was packing and he stole my toilet. How hard do you have to be sleeping to sleep through a renovation, essentially? My gosh. He was tired of your shit. That is hilarious. I'm going to go on and repost that because that's fucking funny. Fridays are for finding funny stuff. I wish that Twitter X understood that a little bit better. Send me all the funny stuff today. Sex was created by God for marriage between a husband and a wife, not for a boyfriend and girlfriend that are dating. Show me Adam and Eve's marriage certificate. Women were created to complement and not compete with men. Period. We were created to be your helper. Your rap name is Young plus the last thing that made you feel happy. That's funny. Fuck her good. Fuck her like it's your last fuck and hers. Fuck her good. So hard, so wantonly, so prolifically. I don't know what that's supposed to be. I need to like look that word up apparently. That she has left quivering, sparking mass of shaking flesh and sex fluids. That's hot. Drain her of everything, then drain her some more. Kiss her all over, make love to her all night, and hold her close in the morning. Own her body, own her gratitude, own her love. If you don't know how, learn to give her squirting orgasms. This is what I'm telling you guys. This is what I tell you all the time. Okay, but seriously. This is from Chateau. That's not a typo. Time to get out the big dictionary. ROF. I love dictionaries. Wow, Bunny, have you ever experienced that? Yeah. Oh, yeah. And I teach it. I definitely have experienced it, and I think everyone should. Profligate. Okay, here we go. Given to or characterized by licentiousness and dissipation. Given to or characterized by reckless waste, wildly extravagant. Ooh, I like the sound of wildly extravagant sex. Let's see, to ruin, to cast down. Okay, so in this, so prolifically that she has left a quivering, sparking mass of shaking flesh and sex fluids. Mwah. I love you, dictionary. Ah, I read the dictionary for fun. I think it's a great idea. Okay, this is hot, and this is why I do sex courses. This is why I say reignite your marriage with sex. This is why I do courses on reigniting your marriage. This is why I write fuck books. Good morning, Baron. Where you been? How are ya? Excited to see you and your little dinosaur there. Every relationship that is of a sexual, romantic, love nature is better when there is hot sex. Period. You can't have a great love relationship. You can't have a great marriage. You can't have a great girlfriend-boyfriend relationship without great sex. If you don't have great sex, you are absolutely not going to make it. Or at least if you like struggle through it, it's not going to be a high quality life. If you are man and woman and you do not have a strong sexual relationship, you don't have a strong sexual bond, you absolutely will not have a high quality relationship. And we only get one chance around the sun. Like this is not that long a life, right? I mean, in the grand scheme of things, by the time you get your feet on the ground and actually start moving, you've lost 20 years already, right? You have to have those first 20 years, but it's not like you're fucking everything that moves yet. So, and I'm not talking about losing your virginity. I mean like knowing what you're doing, right? So you absolutely have to have a great sexual bond. You have to. Now, there are religious and moral standpoints that absolutely do better when following a set pattern where you do not have sex before marriage. Absolutely. There is that. I am not poo-pooing things of that nature, because those kinds of communities are also surrounded and supported in that way. And they are created and built for marital success once you get into the bedroom. But even in those, once you actually do get into the bedroom, you have to know what you're doing. This is where education goes a long way. And this is what I teach. So yes, I have experienced this 1000%, and you can too. Hot, hot, hot. This is a great question. What's something you think people are pretending to enjoy? Wow. I think people pretend to enjoy cigarettes. I think anything that like is an acquired taste, and I think cigarettes are sexy. Like, I mean, I'm not a smoker, but I have smoked a few times. I've tried it. I remember one time I enjoyed a cigarette. Like one time I actually enjoyed it. It had been a super stressful day. It was about 30 years ago. And there was a pack of cigarettes there. And I smoked one and I laid on the couch and I was just like, it was more like medicinal. Like you felt the nicotine just kind of like relaxing you. But they taste terrible. Like they taste absolutely awful. Cigarettes, tobacco, this is not a good flavor, right? So I think people pretend to enjoy cigarettes until they get that nicotine wash over them. And then that hooks them in. And then the taste is more of a moot point. What are some other things that something you think people are pretending to enjoy? This is a good one. I'm going to repost this, but I want to I really want to know people's answers to this. All right. We're cooking with gas now, baby. Oh my. Fun fact, this dude was getting criticism for his popularity, as people said he was only famous because attractive women were in his videos. So he made this music video by himself with only a green screen, copies of himself, and it proceeded to become his most popular song. That's pretty cool. That's pretty cool. Oh, good point, Baron. I like the smell of cigarettes, but otherwise not a fan. Yeah, my so God bless her. My mother smokes. She started smoking when she was 14. She's never smoked like around people. She always smokes outside, like even before it was cool. Like she's never been an indoor smoker, all this kind of thing. And every single time I'm out there and I'm like sitting with her or whatever, and the wind is blowing, like she's super particular about the wind not blowing the cigarette smoke towards me or anything. And I'm the same way, Baron. I'm like, I don't really mind it. I like cigars. Now, Baron, do you smoke cigars? I like cigars. About once every 5 years, I enjoy, like really deeply enjoy a cigar. They are delicious. Much different. Much different. I don't know why it's different, but it's completely different than cigarette tobacco. And I would probably smoke a cigar every day if it weren't a terrible habit. And incredibly not feminine either, for that matter. Let's see. Let's see what this says. I don't know. Cop pulls over speeding couple on their first date, responds to their fatal crash 15 minutes later. Oh, why did I click that? I don't want to watch that. That's not. No.
I know.
No, I don't want to watch that. That's sad.
So I stopped him.
Okay, this is politics. This is this is awesome. When he finishes in doggy and just has you there like, it's true. It's true. Oh, that's really good. If you ever hear a girl mention she's bisexual, you're on the right track. Not all, but most are high sex drive. That's absolutely true. 1,000%. 1,000. Now, I will say, if she's mentioning that on your first date, then she's also been run through a lot. And if you expect loyalty from her, you can just go on about your business, because it's an open market. And if she's mentioning that very early, then she has seen a lot, let's just say. So if you're looking for a wife, That probably isn't your girl. Let's see. He didn't just jump me. He didn't just dump me. He called me on a video call with his new girlfriend, and they farted and laughed, saying, I'm the one who farted. What is wrong with people these days? Oh my goodness. Oh, no, I'm good. If I saw a guy cry during the national anthem, I would cheat on him. That sucks. Yeah. People say they want a sensitive man, but it's a trap. I think that there are a couple of times when a man can cry that is acceptable. Okay, let's call it acceptable with lots of quotations. I'm going to say I think the national anthem, I think that having national pride is a powerful thing. Now, I'm not saying like, you know, in America, especially in the South, if there's a rodeo, the national anthem plays. Like, and it gets me every single time. I'm not saying every single time you ever hear the national anthem, you know, that you should be bawling. But like shedding a tear when it's a particularly powerful moment and you're in a particularly powerful setting. I remember one 4th of July in particular. I was dating a Marine, and we were at a special Marine 4th of July, you know, and it was the most overcome by national pride that I've ever been. It was such an incredible just place to be in that moment. And it really had nothing to do with the guy standing next to me. It was all about just like a swelling of like national pride. And it was very cool. So I will say that there are times during the national anthem that it is perfectly acceptable to shed a tear. The other one would be when you have a baby. I would say especially that first baby, you know, like a guy who does this, you know, whatever, however it is y'all do it, you know, when you have that first baby, it is an overwhelming experience. Now, if you have 8 children, you may not cry every single time. That's just the way it is. So shedding a tear in those two circumstances, Baron, I couldn't agree more. When the national anthem is done right, it just hits different. And I will say that's probably true no matter where you are in the world. I would say that weddings do not fall under this. I think that that should be a sense of pride, but not necessarily an overwhelming sentimentality. Even though it's a very sentimental thing to do, but I wouldn't shit on a guy for shedding a tear when I married him. But this girl sucks. But Paul makes a good point. Women say they want a sensitive man, but it's a trap. It's true. I had a girlfriend describe her husband as a gentle lover, and I wanted to vomit. I wanted to absolutely throw up and like run out of the room. And since she said that a couple of years ago, I've noticed she talks about him a lot, but she doesn't really have all that much like positive to say. She doesn't run him into the ground, but she doesn't really think much of him. She doesn't really trust him. She doesn't really think he leads her. She doesn't really want him to lead her. Like, they will end in divorce. I promise. Like, this is how it works. So I'm going to go on and like that one, but I'm not going to retweet it because I don't like what she says about the national anthem. Let's see. Good question. If you see a man crying, does it scare you? No. It's not scared. It's literally like, what could you compare it to? it's pathetic, maybe putting it too strongly. Okay. And sometimes it's about context. There are a couple of times, and I would say weddings are one of those times. Like, it's a context thing. Like, if he sheds a tear or if he cries a couple of tears, it's all about the context. If he's a leader, if he's strong, if he's, capable in all of their areas of life, then him shedding a tear or whatever as I'm walking down the aisle and he says how lovely it is. Good point. This is a good way to put it. Baron, it's not encouraging. It kind of makes you wonder how he would be under pressure. Is he going to buckle? Is he going to run towards the danger to protect you? Likelihood is, if he's a crier, he's not running for protection. He's not running towards the danger. He's running for protection. Yeah, that's a really good way to put it. But girls kind of get the ick over a man who cries, like really cries. Yeah. And I haven't been exposed to it a lot. Like, I haven't dated or been married to any men who were criers at all, like on any level. So I don't have a whole lot of like on the ground experience with this, but when you see it, and even when you see it in movies, it kind of makes you uncomfortable. Like, I'm not sure why this rom-com put this guy crying in this movie, because no girl is finding that sexy right now. Like, what? Anyway, on that note, I want you guys to go lift heavy stuff. I want you to have some hot sex that we talked about earlier, like super hot sex. And I want you to accomplish something, even though it's Friday and we're in weekend mode now. Go and finish the week strong and have a fantastic time. Bye. And I need to shop for